Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Elie Saab and thank you for coming back. Right, so maybe you're new here, so welcome. I will be giving my first impressions of a 2023 release, and it is going to obviously be talking about other fragrances, but yes, this is Elixir from Elie Saab. Right, so let me list the notes for you, and this is according to Parfumer. So in the top we have mandarin orange and some neroli. In the mid or heart we have Lebanese iris, and in the base we have amberwood, myrrh, and benzoin. Now, I saw this flash up on iFragrance, didn't really see much about it anywhere else on any other website. And I saw the bottle. I was like, I have a list of fragrances that I'm like interested in, and this isn't really one of them. Haven't really bought from Elie Saab in quite a while in terms of their new products. Obviously, I do love. My favorite Elie Saab fragrance is I think it's Elie Saab Le Parfum Essential. I would still actually really enjoy that one, even though that's not quite popular. But yeah, so why did I buy this? I bought this because I saw actually two of my favorite notes, so amberwood and the benzoin. And I have been looking for a fragrance that has myrrh. I feel like it's very hard to find a fragrance that's with myrrh, especially designer. You can find it with niche fragrances, but I find that it's always mixed with something else that don't really particularly enjoy. So, for example, for Psychedelic Love, from I was going to say Atomic Rose. It's not Atomic Rose. It's Initio Parfums. That has a beautiful, gorgeous, creamy myrrh note, but it has ylang ylang, and I find that niche fragrances with ylang ylang, it just makes me feel nauseous. I can't do it. Not nauseous to the point of throwing up, but it just makes me feel a bit meh. Right, so let's talk about the first impressions of this. So this arrived yesterday. I did purchase this from John Lewis. It was the only place doing it. I think John Lewis is always a good place to go to check if you are looking for the sort of new releases as well. Not all the time, but sometimes you're like surprised, like, oh, John Lewis, really? So so let's talk about first impressions. So my first spray, I was like, as I seem to always have this reaction, I've smelled this before, just give you be familiar vibes. At first I was thinking is it Paradox? This one that came out last year. But then I was like, no, this one it's more fruity, sweet. I'll say more fruity, girly, fruity. Not that, but it just has a similar sort of thing going on. Very sort of, for me, I find it they're quite a bit musky, but not animalic. So yeah. Then I was trying to think, I'm going through my fragrances. I'm thinking, it's not a fragrance that I own, so it must be one that I've decluttered. Then I was thinking, Voce Viva kind of has a bit of Voce Viva, the original version, not the Intense. I love the Intense, and it has. Then I was like, it smells like La Vie Belle. It smells like La Vie Belle. But I'm like, La Vie Belle is a sweet fragrance. It's not possible. Then I was like, maybe a Clat. I was like, no, it's not a Clat. Then I was like, La Vie Belle, Le Clat, but the EDT version. So that one has, I find them to be quite similar. This is the iris, and this is quite dominant. So, and it has the same similar La Vie Belle type of iris. I found this, and I don't mean this in a bad or negative way, but a little bit more something about it, like the florals is quite mature, and I also found that matureness in La Vie Belle L'Eclat EDT, if that makes sense. So that was kind of a little bit my referencing point on the yesterday on paper and on clothing. I did spray it on my skin, but literally the time I got home, I washed it off like pretty much after I sprayed it, so I couldn't really do a video for you. I've been playing around with it today. So smelling it much better on skin, and it's a bit much more. It's much better on skin for me. I find, it's got the orange notes, quite sweet, not too sweet. Okay, it's not sugary sweet. It's not overbearing. It's not sickly. It is quite a sweet orange that it's not something you'll pick up straight away. Sort of is there but not there. As I said, it's very iris heavy. Neroli actually not so much. So if you're not a Neroli fan, it's not. I don't really get much Neroli. Like what I mean by Neroli is the same Neroli you find in I think I don't know if Ariana. I'm thinking of Sintra. I'm thinking of one of the Poison Girls. That that Neroli that I know Claire Smith. She doesn't enjoy it. I think she doesn't like Neroli, but Neroli can be sometimes a little bit in your face and a bit too much. I would say it's not like that. I will find that I think when I first played it yesterday, it was quite loud, but I'm finding today that the projection is not as much. So I think in the first few hours, it's a bit loud, and after that, it does disappear into a skin scent. So about after, let's say 4 or 5 hours. Now the part which, I bought it for a reason, and this didn't really meet my expectations in terms of the warm base that I was really looking for. So the Amber, the Myrrh, the Benzoin, I was really, really intrigued. I actually thought that, what if I get this perfume and I really, really don't like it because it gets messed up. It's not what I visualized, but it's a safe, I don't want to say safe buy, but it's office safe type of fragrance. Small spring, summer. I don't get the Benzoin, Myrrh, or Amberwood. Maybe I need to wait a little bit more longer. I mean, like I said, there is an orange sweetness that does remind me of Olympia Solar. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because obviously I live in the UK and we say solar system, so solar. And that has a sweet orange note. So maybe it's Benzoin and the Mandarin orange together bringing about a sweetness. I don't know, but it's nowhere near as warm or ambery as I thought I was going to get. Unfortunately, so iris, floral, orangey type of scent. A little bit reminded me of another Olivia Bell, which is the Wee Olivia Bell that came out last year. A little bit reminded me of a fragrance I've recently did a first impression on, Olympia, not Blossoms, Flora. So yeah, I wouldn't say for me it's a unique fragrance, but I do remember I've owned a lot of fragrances over a short amount of time. But yeah, I'll say it's an office safe spring, summer scent. If you love your orange, slightly orange type of fragrances, I think this is for you. If you're expecting something a bit warm, a bit rich, a bit deep, probably not. It might not be what you're looking for, might not be worth the coins. Neroli, is it Sundays I'm thinking of? If you're thinking that it's that type of scent, no, it is quite subtle type of scent. So, yeah, I hope I've explained it. I don't want to knock the fragrance, but I feel like Voce Viva, La Via Bella, Clat, EDT, those types of fragrances you really enjoy, I can't see any reason why you wouldn't like this one. Now, let's talk about this fragrance that came out last year, and we were told about it, but we never really saw anything about it. This is Mon Guerlain, and this is the Essence. I picked this up from Essential. So it comes, I believe, only in the 50ml, which is what I picked up, and they were doing some discount on it. I don't know what Mon Guerlain are going to do about it in this year. Maybe they'll try and release it on a wider appeal. I don't know. Maybe they're going to come up with another new flanker. But yeah, let's talk about this one. The top notes: lavender, bergamot. In the mid, you have frangipani, jasmine, sambac. And in the base, vanilla and sandalwood. I think most of us who are Mon Guerlain fans, we wanted that frangipani, didn't we? We wanted that heavy dose of vanilla. So it doesn't have the benzoin, it doesn't have the licorice. What can I say about it? So this one, the opening obviously smells like the original, but it's with a twist. So with this one, in the beginning, what I really picked up is I kind of feel like this is quite, for me, like a summer version. I know like frangipani is like well, obviously, but proper summer. It reminds me of terracotta and a little bit of Guerlain terracotta and the Guerlain aqua allegoria neteri di soleil. I probably didn't say that right, but it's a honeyed fragrance. Go and check it out. Right, it's got that type of white florals type of thing going on. So for me, I was like, oh, this really smells like the proper summer version of Mon Guerlain. And what also really reminds me of one of the Soleil Blancs. I don't know if it's the EDT or the original, but I think the combination of the leather, the white florals, I feel like there's got to be more notes than what we've been given, and the frangipani. Like, I think there might even be some ylang ylang. I really pick up heavy yellow florals as well, and it really reminds me of one of the Soleil Blancs. Oh, is that how you say? Is that how the Tom Ford white bottles? Guys, you know what I mean. Soleil Blanc. Soleil Blanc? Blanc? I can't, oh gosh, it's escaped me. But yeah, that fragrance that every single coconut fragrance compared to. I didn't pick up any coconut, but it's a very similar version, summer version of Mon Guerlain. Actually, I haven't sprayed this for that long, actually. But on clothing and paper, still very, very strong. On my skin tends to eat up fragrance, so it's gone. Yeah, it's a skin scent now, but you know what? I find this different enough to own compared to the ones I've picked up previously. I had the floral, I had the EDT. I think that's all I had. Why do I feel like I probably did have another one? But yeah, like this one for me feels much more different. It's really summer. Like when I smell this, I really smell summer. But I do think you've got to like those type of fragrances that I've mentioned to really enjoy this Mon Guerlain. This is not like the old one. Is just, it's just classy and feminine and elegant. This one obviously is, because it has that hint of it, but it's more for the summer. Right, the next one, Black Opium. I picked up a Black Opium. Yes, I did. I don't have any more. I do still have the Neon, which is in my declutter pile. Don't know what I'm doing with that one. But yeah, this is the Le Parfum. It's pear, cinnamon, and green mandarin. It has solar notes, orange blossom, and jasmine sambac in the mid. And it's made up of 4 different types of vanillas: Madagascar, Bonbon, Vanilla Absolute, and Vanilla Orchid. You do get your coffee. You do get your patchouli. So, what does it smell like? Definitely very sweet. It's a very, very sweet Black Opium. I do mainly get vanilla. I personally, actually, I'll come back to that. Let's talk about the beginning there. Right, I do get, it's heavy vanilla. At first, it didn't remind me of Vanilla 28 by Elie, but now it does. I was wearing it the other day and I was like, oh, am I wearing cocoa butter? What am I wearing? Then I remember that, I had sprayed a little bit of this on. So, yes, although they're still a bit different, but you could possibly put them in a similar category. Get a hint of coffee, just a hint. Not much patchouli, which is a yes for me. I don't get those white florals that the heavy white florals that are in the original. I don't actually even get much pear. I don't pick up on any cinnamon or green mandarin orange. But I'm getting a very odd note. And I don't know if it's just the solar notes, but I'm getting something that possibly smells. I was thinking like Play-Doh. There's something. I get vanilla, hint of coffee, and I just get this other note, which is just a bit off, a bit odd, but not in a way that puts me off, if that makes sense. I think it possibly might be the solar notes. Something about it I'm really picking up on my skin. Projection is actually, I've got to give it projection. I've got to give it a thumbs up. It's much better than the previous flankers that I've tested. Longevity is still an issue. Just for Le Parfum, for the prices, guys, the prices. Shall we talk about the prices? £75 for 30ml. I bought this off of Look Fantastic. So I got it maybe 20 something % off with some extra. And I purchased what a normal 30ml designer perfume would cost. But yeah, isn't it crazy? But I must say, I like it, and I do actually really like it. I'm looking forward to wearing it. I think it will definitely stay. Always get them and then they clutter and whatever. I did like the intense version. I actually do. Sometimes I feel like I want to purchase it again. I did like the Nuit Blanche as well. Neon kind of fell out of love with, and the Extreme wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't a bad fragrance at all, guys, but just wanted a bit more. But this one I like. I mean, I like Vanilla 28. I like vanilla fragrances, so it's a thumbs up for me. So, guys, that was it. It was 3 perfumes, almost 20 minutes. I don't know what happened, but they are relatively new. So I just give my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video. Get ready for more because I have some coming in the post. See you in the next video. Bye.